Hi, my name is Natalie Smith, and I'm here to inform you on the subject of campus shootings. Imagine going about your average school day. You sit through a couple classes, then you take a break for lunch. Maybe your typical lunch is having a turkey sandwich and gossiping with your friends. As you sit there going through the motions of your average ordinary day, your day suddenly turns not so ordinary. You suddenly recognize the guy that was once your lab partner standing in the doorway of the cafeteria. However, he isn't holding a stack of books. He is holding a 9mm semi-automatic rifle, and without warning, he begins shooting. You suddenly are hit with the realization that you were in the middle of a violent campus shooting and must fight to live. After comparing intricate details between the Columbine shooting and the Virginia Tech shooting, I have determined specific patterns of campus shootings as well as the people responsible for them. Through my research, I found that people responsible for campus shootings have typically suffered from bullying and harassment, making revenge one of their main motives. Within my speech, I will discuss patterns of campus shootings. Secondly, I will discuss stereotypes of people who are responsible for them. Today, I will explain to you the intricacy of campus shootings. Let's start by looking at two of the most notorious campus shootings in U.S. history. Not only is the Virginia Tech campus shooting one of the most recent, it is also the most deadliest campus shooting in U.S. history. Greg Topo, columnist for USA Today, reported that on April 16, 2007, a gunman opened fire in two buildings at Virginia Tech University in Blacksburg, Virginia, indicating that at least 32 people were killed, including the shooter. The gunman, Cho Seung-Hu, was a 23-year-old senior at Virginia Tech. After killing 32 people, he pulled the trigger on himself, ending his own life. He used a 9mm semi-automatic rifle in the killing of 32 innocent people. Cho began by shooting a female student in her dorm room and then shot the building's residential advisor. In total, Cho killed 32 people, 27 students and 5 faculty members, and wounded 17. Some of the wounded individuals were struck by gunfire, while others were injured trying to jump from the building. An interesting fact about the date of the Virginia Tech shooting is that it occurred nearly on the 8th anniversary of the April 20th, 1999 Columbine shooting. Here is a picture of Cho on the shooting at Virginia Tech. You're probably wondering why the Columbine shooting can still terrorize people 8 years later. What is so significant about the Columbine shooting? Well, I'm here to tell you. On April 20th, 1999, 2 students armed with semi-automatic handguns, shotguns, and explosives conducted an assault on the Columbine High School. It is the 4th deadliest school shooting in U.S. history, killing 12 students and 1 teacher. The shooting sparked a debate regarding gun control laws and gun violence amongst youths. The shooting resulted in an increased emphasis on school security aimed at goth culture, social outcasts, and the use of antidepressants among teenagers, violent films, music, and violent video games that teenagers play. Now that you know what happened in these school shootings, let's take a look at the people responsible for them. In order to prevent a school shooting, you have to understand the warning signs. According to the FBI's article on campus attacks, statistics show that 235,599 crimes were reported from 2005 to 2008. Of those crimes, 174 were murders and non-negligent manslaughters. 80 occurred on campus, 82 occurred on public property immediately adjacent to campuses, and 12 occurred at non-campus facilities. The majority of attacks are done by one individual. 94% of them are male. 60% of the attackers are identified as either current or former students. The other 40% consist of faculty members or people in relation to students or faculty members. Most all attacks result from the use of firearms. Pre-incident behaviors of the attacker typically consist of acts of physical aggression and depression. Here is a post taken from a journal of a school shooter. Quote, I am so full of rage that I feel I could snap at any moment. I think about it every day. Blowing the school up or just taking the easy way out, and walking into a pep assembly with guns. In either case, people that are breathing will stop breathing. That is how I will repay you for all you put me through. There is really no way to prevent a school shooting from happening, but if you see peculiar activity amongst students and feel that it might become a threat, it is best to report it to your campus police department. After learning the comparisons between the Columbine shooting and the Virginia Tech shooting, you now know the specific patterns of campus shootings as well as the people responsible for them. I have now told you about two of the most notorious campus shootings in U.S. history and the significance of them, as well as the warning signs of people who attack. Now that you have heard of the horrific campus attacks and the terror they cause, we should all be more aware of our surroundings and attentive to our professors and classmates.